No, last like 75 pounds since I got diagnosed. So I'm pretty happy about that. I feel lighter, definitely. But not necessarily better. And a lot of that's mental. That's the big thing with MS, is a lot of it's mental, because you have to respect the boundaries and the limitations that your body has with the diagnosis, which I just don't. I'm not good about that, because I used to be able to do so much, and being able to do nothing it's not a hurdle that I'm ready to jump over, mostly because I physically can't anymore. And that was the hardest thing, I think, would be the accepting of the limitations that you have. And the biggest hit that I took was my pride with MS. And I don't know how that's going to get better, because that really doesn't heal. You just settle for less each time. Yeah. Lost 80 pounds, 75, whatever, same thing. So that's a plus. Welcome back to Cooking with the MS Chef. No, I don't like that. All right, we're just going to restart it. So hold on. We're going to go after the drink. After the drink. Welcome back to Cooking with the MS Chef. We're staying hydrated, as always. And what we're cooking today is some chicken stir fry. We're doing the AIP, which is the anti-inflammatory protocol. For those of you who don't know, it's good for people with MS or other people that are trying to be a diet, or other people that are sensitive to inflammatory issues, which is like when your veins get bigger or something, I think. I don't know. I didn't go to medical school. So what we're doing today, chicken stir fry. We're gonna cut up some chicken into little pieces, get that ready, and then we're gonna dice up some veggies, and we're gonna start cooking, all right? So stay tuned. So here I am, cooking chicken stir fry. Right now I'm just cutting it up. Now the big thing to remember with chicken is obviously the sanitation. Especially for me, I have a compromised immune system given my last treatment. So wash hands in between intervals. Never use the same knife twice. If you do, wash the fuck out of it. Like, make that shit more pure than fucking hollowed ground in the middle of Virginia. Or something. Here, first we're gonna wash our hands. Very important, like I just said. We're gonna go ahead and put the cutting board and the knife in the sink. This is why I keep a towel on my neck at all times. Mostly when I'm in the kitchen. If you see me in public with a towel on my neck, let me know. I probably forgot. So, we're gonna add into the chicken our dry ingredients, which are about a teaspoon, quarter of a tablespoon of red flakes if you want it spicy. If not, just do like a quarter of a teaspoon, or teaspoon, whichever you prefer. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. We're just gonna throw that in there. And we have garlic and onions that we're gonna add to the pan. You can do onion powder, you can do garlic powder if you don't have either available. I just prefer fresh, personally. What we're gonna do is we're gonna mix this up in a bag. We're gonna let it sit, and while we do, we're gonna cut up the veggies. Let's go. We already cut up the chicken. Mushrooms cut up. We're not cutting up water chestnuts. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut up the veggies. While we do, we're gonna prep the rice, which I should have done before. So, with rice, come on with me. With rice, you gotta remember it's twice the amount of water to the amount of rice. So what we have here is we have a cup and a half of rice, which means we're gonna do a cup and a half of water in this big old bitch. We're gonna wait for it to boil. Once it starts boiling, that was loud. Once it starts boiling, we're gonna throw the rice in, lower it to a simmer, put a cap on it. We're gonna get some rice going while we cook the stir fry. Rice always takes the longest. Don't ever forget the rice first. Ta-da! I could have done, because I could have just done 3 fucking taps, but well, nobody ever accused me of being smart, so fuck you. And we're gonna let that boil. And while we do, we're gonna throw some salt in there, just because I like salt. I'm a salty bitch. Throw a pinch of salt in there, and we're gonna wait for that to boil. Now while we do, we're gonna start with the veggies. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut up some red onion. Now it's personal preference in terms of what onion that you really wanna use for a stir fry. I like red onion. It's got a little bit of a harsher taste in terms of what I want out of an onion. You can use yellow onion if you want something sweet. You can use white onion if you want something that's gonna kick you in the face and complement the dish really well. I like red onion. I don't know why. I think it's because my wife likes it, but I like to pretend I'm my own person. Although we both know I'm not. Now, a lot of people struggle with the crying when cutting an onion. They're like, oh God, how do I not cry when I cut an onion? And I'm gonna tell you this right here, and you heard it from the chef's mouth. Don't establish an emotional bond, okay? Because as soon as you give this bitch a name, you're gonna be bawling every time you cut it. I don't know his name. I don't wanna know his name. Is he gonna go home to his kids? I don't know. Does he have kids? I don't know. It's a fucking onion. I mean, you could coat the knife in olive oil, or you could chew gum, whatever you want to do. But I like mine, it's funnier. Go ahead and slice up this lemongrass just like you would a green onion. Because we're also cooking this little, well, Twilight's biggest enemy short of the box office, which is garlic. You can grind it, you can put it through a garlic press, doesn't matter. As long as the garlic really gets in the fucking dish, doesn't matter. I'm using 2 cloves, personally, just because that's all I had. I forgot to get garlic at the store. You can use more if you're a garlic hound, fucking go for it. You can use a whole goddamn garlic if you want. Wouldn't recommend it, but you're more than welcome to. We're gonna add that with lemongrass. Now, water's boiling, so let's add the rice. Come on with me. And if you have a rice fucking thing, you're awesome. I don't know what these are called. I wanna call it a rice spatula, but that doesn't feel right. But what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna add it in. Make sure you lower the heat to low. Or simmer, if you have the option. You're gonna stir it for a second. Throw this cap on, because you want to keep that heat in, because what it's going to do is that rice is going to absorb the water, and it's going to get fucking delicious, all right? Now, let's head on back to the veggies. Now we're going to add asparagus, just because I like it when my piss smells weird. Now with asparagus, you never ever need the bottoms. Asparagus is more of a top, if you will. Now, I mean, there's some speculations where you really need to cut it off. I like to go to about the second line of my finger, and then cut it there, but it's up to you. Like I said, I don't give a shit, do you? I'm not telling you how to cook, I'm just telling you how I cook. It doesn't have to be, diced like the onions are. We're gonna do some chunks. I want asparagus in every bite, not every other bite. So, add that with the onions, because those take the longest to cook. And then we got some broccoli here that we're gonna deal with here in a minute. And we got some mushrooms as well, which are fucking delicious raw. I shouldn't be eating them, but Jesus Christ, they're good. Now, it's personal preference whether or not you want to use the stem of the broccoli, but what we really want is the tops of the little trees. When I was a kid, I used to think broccoli was trees, which didn't help with the Jolly Green Giant dude, because he looked like he just cut down a bunch of trees and then made them small. I don't know, I'm stupid, but fuck, why do you have a mascot if not for that reason? It doesn't matter how you cut it, as long as you have little tiny pieces of fucking broccoli. Now, that chicken that we've had sitting there for a little bit, it's probably just about done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that chicken on a pan with some oil. Now we're not using regular oil. Since we're doing a stir fry, I like to use a sweeter oil. We can do coconut or we can do sesame. Now tonight I'm gonna do sesame just because I ran out of coconut oil last night. So let's go. Now for stir fry, I like to use a wooden spoon. Don't ask me why. I honestly don't know why. But I do. I like to use a wooden spoon. Just move it around a little bit so it's not clumped up. You want the chicken to cook as evenly as possible, because once you add those veggies in, you're not going to cook evenly. You want this to be as cooked as possible. Salmonella is a real killer, kids. Pro tip right here. Handles, cut a little hook holes in them. You can also put your spatula in there to hold it. You're going to cut up the rest of the veggies. Which reminds me, it's time for a hydration break, because you gotta stay hydrated. And this is wine. I can't tell you what wine, because I don't have a sponsor yet. But if somebody wants to sponsor me, frozen ginger is a goddamn godsend, because you get these frozen little cubes here of just straight up ginger. You do crushed ginger. And it's great, because I can throw these in the fucking pot with the chicken and get some flavor in there. Well, that's where the ginger is. Check it out. That's my cat. He's an asshole. He's playing with fucking asparagus. Yeah. I forgot about bell pepper. Last but not least is the bell pepper. The biggest thing about a bell pepper is the flavor that they have inside. Each color is a different flavor, despite what you might have thought as a child. They don't stand for Christmas. Reds are a little bit sweeter. Green is good for a lot of stir fry. Not for this one. This one's gonna be a bit of a sweet stir fry, mostly because I can't use actual soy sauce. We'll get back to that in a minute. All right, so when you see the rice bubbling up like this, you wanna give a little bit of a stir, because you don't want that shit to burn at the bottom. but you gotta be careful. You don't want too much heat escaping at the same time. Chicken's looking good. It's cooking up evenly. That ginger's melting, which is good. That's what we wanted. Spreading around. We're gonna add the garlic and the lemongrass to it. And let that shit simmer. Let that flavor really get it. We're not using actual soy sauce. We're gonna add a little bit of salt in there too. So I like to add salt to like this. I use sea salt personally, and a little bit of pepper as well. And this is the big part because the chicken is gonna hold the most flavor out of everything. Everything's just gonna kind of cook into that chicken. And you want the chicken to absorb as much as it possibly can. So this is a very important stage for us. And what we're gonna do next, we're gonna let this cook for a minute. We're gonna take a hydration break. And then we're gonna add in the hard vegetables. Will take a long while to cook. So remember to stay hydrated. Right about now is where I like to add the rice vinegar. I won't tell you the brand, but it's rice vinegar. Yeah. But if I could do normal stir fry, I'd do a fish sauce, but I can't do a fish sauce. So yeah. We're gonna check on the rice again because it looks like it's caking up. This is the last thing you want. Actually, it looks like it's just about done. So what we're gonna do is look at that. That shit's delicious. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the top back on. We're gonna turn that burner off. But we're gonna leave that bitch right there because the rice is done. But we need to keep it warm because that steam needs to keep going to keep that rice delicious. We got our handy dandy plate right here, and we're just gonna spill that shit right in. So make sure you keep stirring it because nothing's gonna cook on the top like it does on the bottom. Hold on a second. I don't like to cook it too fast because you're doing multiple things at once, especially with things like stir fry. You gotta be quick on it. And if you cook it too fast and you miss that window, fuck. So. Oh, also, disclaimer, don't drink and cook. We're gonna add some coconut aminos. Now, I can't do soy sauce. You're not supposed to do soy. It's bad for the AIP diet. It's bad for MS. Honestly, God, it's bad for everybody. Like, do some fucking reading on it. It's bad for women especially. Did you know that? Awful. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some coconut aminos to it. These are naturally sweet, which is why we're gonna go heavy on the salt here in a minute, just because it's gonna counterbalance it. I like salt, I like salty things, I like fucking soy sauce if I can get permit for more. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna add that in there, we're gonna stir it around, we're gonna let that flavor just keep getting in there, because the biggest part about stir fry with the flavor is this part right here. Because everything underneath is gonna keep putting that flavor out. So you wanna keep turning it over, so that flavor just keeps going up. And eat along the way, because let's face it, you're hungry. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add our bell pepper. Now I saw online that that's what this hole is for, is putting in all the little shit. And it doesn't work as well. Because if you have a plastic cutting board, you can just fold it. Throw it all in there. Is it easier? I don't know. Do I like it? You bet your ass I do. And then we have our water chestnut, which are store-bought, because honest to God, I don't know where you're supposed to fucking find these. We're just gonna throw those in. Make sure you drain them first. I've made that mistake before. And they do not taste good. The water that water chestnuts are in, I don't know what they make it out of, but it's fucking disgusting. And then we're gonna add our mushrooms. Now, if you don't like harder mushrooms in stir fry, add them with the broccoli and asparagus. Do you? I like them a little bit crunchier. I like something crunchy about my stir fry. It's not my rice, it's not my meat, it's not my broccoli. Might as well be my mushroom. Because fuck you. For something. And then, just a smidge of lime juice. You don't want to add too much because it'll ruin the whole dish. But you don't want to add too little because it'll ruin the whole dish. So, add a little bit of that and then stir it in. Now, if you like spicy stuff, like I said, there's red flakes in the chicken. If you don't like the red flakes, you can leave those out. That's not a big deal. I like spicy, like I mentioned before, I'm Hispanic heritage. Spiciness is just in my fucking blood. All right. So, I add red flakes to the chicken. You don't have to. And then here in a minute, we're gonna add some sriracha, but that's gonna be over the top of the whole dish once we get done. Pro tip also, as well. If you happen to spill any of your veggies out of the stove, pick them up now, because you're not gonna remember later after you're into a bottle of wine, which I may or may not be into. So we're gonna let that cook up a little bit. While we do, we're gonna take maybe 3 or 4 hydration breaks, and then we're gonna come back to this, because this is gonna cook. Like I said, don't ever leave the stove on high. Somewhere between medium and high is where I like it. Also, I'm pretty sure my cat died. Nope, never mind, she's awake. Keep the fucking kitchen clean. It's not that hard. And hydrate as you go, because it's delicious. I'm almost out of wine. Might have to take a break to show you how to make a martini. It's actually not a bad idea. So martinis, relatively easy. It's vodka, vermouth, and olive juice, depending on how you like it. If you want it dirty, then do the olive juice. If you want it clean, leave it out. You're supposed to measure it out. Oh no. I don't think we have enough vodka for martinis. Michael, oh my God. We might not have enough vodka for martinis. Let's check. We don't. We're gonna have to do a gin martini, which is upsetting. So you put gin in there instead of vodka, not like I just did. Now it's generally a 2-to-1 ratio of gin versus vermouth. Now, honest to God, no idea what the fuck vermouth is. But I know it's good in a martini. Add a little bit of olive juice, and then you're gonna shake it. Now the key to a good martini, how you can tell when it's really good, is when the shaker, like you have here, is chilled on the outside. So your hand's gonna hurt way before that happens. So what you do, you just mix it. You shake it, like you're in an Outcast video. Or like a shake weight, just less provocative. Or more provocative. I honest to God don't know. This is the best part of making a martini. Oh, look at that. Got it all frosty on the outside. Looks like a ride at Disneyland that's like covered in ice or something. Am I allowed to say Disneyland? I don't know how legality works anymore. I'm new to this. We're gonna pour it in a cup. God, I wish I had a better cocktail shaker. Oh no, if only I was sponsored. Now, is that enough for one person? Hell, if I'm being honest, it's probably too much. But, well, I'm the best chef. Hydration is what I do. And there you go, martini. Da-da-da. Fucking trademarked, bitches. All right, so stir fry's ready. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna plate it. But with stir fry, rice is always going to be your base. So you want a strong base. It's like building a building. You want a strong base because everything's got to sit on top of it. And if it just falls, it's not a very strong base, is it? I apologize for nothing. I've had too much to drink. Stir fry is done. We'll go ahead and turn that burner off. We no longer need it on hot. Look at that shit. Oh, it's fucking delicious. Oh, this is why I like red onions. Look at that shit. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty. If you're impressing a date, take some time with it. I've had a bottle of wine and a martini now to drink, so none of the shit I do is pretty at this moment in time. Except for the cooking, which is always a blast. You don't want more rice than you do stir fry. You want it to be sort of an equal balance. Now what I like to do at the end, add a little bit of coconut aminos over the top, and we're gonna do hot sauce. Do you like hot sauce? Good. Do a little bit of hot sauce over the top. I'm not gonna tell you what this is, but I will tell you it's sriracha. It's not a specific brand, fuck off. And then, sesame seeds. Mostly for garnish, not really for taste. At this point, it's not really gonna do much in terms of the taste. But, there you have it. Chicken stir fry, a la AIP, minus the white rice. You could do brown rice if you want. I'd cheat on some things. You're more than welcome to, or you could not. I honestly don't give a shit. So, guys, thanks for tuning into my, I wanna say very first episode. And yeah, this is Cooking with MS Chef. I'm gonna do this as often as I fucking can. And if you get bored in between, stay hydrated. Solid. All right, let's clean up and eat. I'm hungry. So there's this old joke about a Jewish man. He goes to a restaurant. He orders the soup. It's the soup of the day. It's tortilla soup. It doesn't really matter what soup, but it's soup. That's all you need to know. And so the waiter sets the soup down after a while, and he's like, "Oh, thank you." And the guy leaves, and then he's like, "Oh, waiter, come back. There's something wrong with my soup. The waiter says, oh my God, what's wrong? Is it too hot? Is there something wrong? He's like, oh, just do me a favor. Try the soup for me. The waiter says, what's wrong with it? Is there like a hair in it? Is it not what you ordered? He's like, just try the fucking soup. Well, he's Jewish, so he's like, try the fashagada soup. Whatever, that's probably racist, but I don't give a shit, we'll bleep it out. Just try the soup. And the waiter says, what's wrong with it? Is it not what you ordered? He's like, would you just try the soup? And the waiter says, I don't understand what's happened to it. He's like, for the last time, just try the goddamn soup. And the waiter says, all right, where's the spoon? Aha!